Hello, everybody. It's time for our ESABA board meeting, and this is your executive director's report. I am on a train to Chicago and Pennsylvania tomorrow for a conference during our board meeting. So I wanted to prepare for you a little bit of detail here for context for things we will talk about, and then I will be on the call as well. But this will mean that you've got a lot of material already. If you watch this video, of course, before our meeting. So I want to talk about our three priority projects: Growth Zone, Arcade Street, and the Small Business Technical Assistance Hub, and our upcoming special event, the Saints Game, which will be at the end of the summer. So to go along with the financial report, I want to inform you that the Growth Zone billing has been generated. The invoices were sent out just this week on emails on Tuesday. So you should see those in your inbox, and I invite you to check for that. This is us checking in about this process, and I'll connect with Growth Zone techs as well to make sure that we have done this right. So Taylor, hopefully we'll talk a little bit about Growth Zone at our board meeting and other things that board members can do to make sure your profiles are set up. I want to show you real quick some things, so I'll share screen so that we can see kind of how some things are going here. All right, so the Growth Zone invoices are in, and like I said, those invoices are out and ready to go, and the total invoices that we should be able to count on and are looking for is this 44,162.50 number. So we're excited about that. I know you all will be excited about that. We'll check and make sure that all of those are renewal invoices, and we'll sort out the ones that aren't. But that's a good number, and we'll be working on that. Hopefully, folks will be using the prompts and getting their Growth Zone taken care of. So let's shift over and talk about Arcade. The legislative proposal that you all remember from our Arcade Street work so far, here's that East 7th Street and Arcade Street mitigation fund that we've been working on. I want to give you the news. As you probably know, the Minnesota State Legislature has kind of stalled out. They're working on getting their work done. We are still in this omnibus bill, but we are not in with any money. So we're in the transportation omnibus bill, and it is unlikely, very unlikely, that we will get funded. So we are regrouping on our strategies to support arcade businesses with mitigation, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, a little farther down the agenda. The other thing that we've been really working on is promoting businesses. So as you also may know, the city of St. Paul has put together this commercial corridor fund to support organizations. And there's the East Side right on their banner, which is great. This is right at Payne and Sims over on the East Side. So we are a part of this, and ESABA will receive money for Arcade and East 7th Street in this corridor program. So we will be working on that. And one of the things that I wanted to just share with you is the need that we have on this board to kind of work on, and here's ESABA right here, East Side Area Business Association. We're working with Arcade Street and East 7th Street, and it makes us eligible. I want to see if the eligible amounts were easy to see. It makes us eligible for $80,000 in assistance to really create a program to market those corridors. And my goal is to get us moving toward marketing and mitigation work for the promotion work that we can do with businesses, and for the mitigation need that we've got. We can use some of that money, all of that money. I would love to have one board member help with this application, which is due June 30th. There's an info session on June 5th. Talking about committees real quick also kind of brings up an arcade opportunity. We have our first opportunity to support alongside community this cash mob at Sun Moon Boba Tea and Cafe on Saturday. So from 12 to 7, there's an opportunity to join up to connect here. And this is right on our website. This is being put together by Rebecca Nelson. You all may know her from District 5 Community Council, and her son. And we're encouraging, they're with us. Payne Phelan Community Council is an ally in this work, of course. And they're putting together this first one. And this is our brand, Keep It Open on Arcade, that Darren put together to help us with this campaign. really raise the visibility on Arcade Street. So it'd be wonderful if we also had a board member who was interested in helping with some of these promo ideas and event planning with all of those arcade allies. So that's another opportunity this summer. Wanted to give you a hiring update. This is in our Small Business Technical Assistance Hub, so shifting to that priority. We have interviewed a candidate. Her name is Yolanda Davis. She has a strong events and outreach focus with a master's degree and a passion for the East Side. She's a D1 resident. She lives over by Sunray. We are at the stage of reviewing her references, but it would be great if we had some other board members to bounce our ideas off of. Chelsea and I did an interview with her, and Chelsea has some ideas that she'll follow up with you all on a little later in the agenda as well. The second priority for that Small Business Assistance Hub is that we're currently engaging our partners who serve businesses with technical assistance and loan funds like Eastside Neighborhood Development Company, Latino Economic Development Center, and the Neighborhood Development Center to combine forces for a strategy to get support and mitigation relief to businesses. These particular members have loan funds and potential grants that we could leverage and use to support Arcade. So in lieu of straight grants that we could get through a mitigation fund, we may work with our partners to come up with a collaborative strategy. We could also work with our banking members to do this if loans are the direction that we're going. So stay tuned on that. I'm working on convening a group of members to think about that strategy with us. We also have hired a consultant to lead the design process, which was a goal with that Small Business Technical Assistance Hub. And I'd love to have one board member participating in the design process. So there will be a launch meeting coming up early summer. And finally, we have our Saints game coming in August, and we have a committee from the ops team working with Krista Schnelly, who's from the Saints, for our end of summer special event. Thank you to Allison and to Jess, who are going to be joining me and Darren in planning this event. That's my update. The board asks are for the HRA application to the city. I'd love to have one person helping me collate, organize, and write that due June 30th. So if there's somebody who had a couple of hours to work with me on that, that'd be great. One person to plan and join the process for Arcade mini events and promotions. And then one board member to join in the small business design process. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm looking forward to talking to you on Wednesday. All right, I have to figure out how to